You're watching CCN, Clarksville Community Network, produced by Goodwin Productions. Powered by CDE Lightband.
Hi, I'm Melinda Shepard, and welcome to another episode of What's New. We've got some exciting businesses that are expanding. This summer, Phoenix Theaters will be opening in the mall, and we'll get an exclusive interview with their team of executives as well. If you've not been to Governor Square Mall lately, you may need to take a trip out there. They've unveiled a Medal of Honor wall, there's a history wall. We've got a lot of exciting things in our community. Hope you enjoy this episode of What's New.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Governor Square Mall. My name is Joe Bell, and on behalf of the owners and the management team here at Governor Square, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us on this very special day, National Medal of Honor Day. Now, it's an interesting day, it's a solemn day, but it's also a joyful day in many ways. It's solemn because many of the men whose faces you see adorning this wall died in the line of duty, doing amazing things. But we are joyful because America produces men such as this, with the character and the abilities to rise up and do things of amazing valor to defend not just their comrades in arms, but to defend their nation, its people, and the values we hold dear as Americans. And so we are happy to be here today to honor these men. This will be a permanent installation at Governor Square Mall, and we hope you come by to see it and read the stories about them. Let us begin now with the posting of colors. It's presented by the Color Guard of the American Legion, Post 72. For those who are able, please rise now for our national anthem, sung by former Miss Austin P. Kara Short.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the ragged rigor, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
As we progress, we want to take just one moment to have you hear from one of our very gifted managers here at Governor Square Mall. please welcome the property manager of Governor's Square, Mike Rodham.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Rodham, property manager here at Governor's Square Mall. I want to thank everyone for coming out and being our guests here. We're very proud to be introducing this new feature that plays tribute to some of America's greatest heroes. We hope that when you visit the mall in the future, take a moment to stop by this wall and read a little bit about these young men that earned America's highest military award.
Thank you, Mike. We want to take a moment to recognize some of the people who created this. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to our own art director, Jesse Stamm, as well as Captain Dalton Worley and Master Sergeant Anthony Hewitt from Fort Campbell. I think Master Sergeant's here today, actually. We also have with us Lieutenant Colonel Benjamin Everett. Thank you for coming out again, Colonel. We have a lot of other dignitaries here who have graced us over the years, and we're glad to have them here. We have Phil Harpel, Tina Parker, and Melinda Shepard from the Clarksville Area Chamber of Commerce, Dr. Jean Luna Vetter, the Superintendent of Schools, Aaron Morton from Austin Peay State University. And we also have Sam Nenow. He is the Deputy Chief of Staff to Congressman Mark Green. The Congressman, of course, has a few things that are keeping him busy in Washington today, so we're glad to have Sam here to tell us a little bit about what's on the Congressman's mind.
Well, thank you. It's great to be with everyone today. I'm Sam Nenow. I'm the Deputy Chief of Staff for Congressman Mark Green, and it's always a pleasure to be able to do events like this. Serving in the 160th himself, I know that it's one of the greatest privileges and honors for Congressman Green, as well as for the rest of our staff, is to represent and serve those at Fort Campbell and all that, those who came before and those serving there today. Fort Campbell has a rich heritage, not only for this community, but for the entire nation as a whole. And while for those of us here in Clarksville, it may be common to hear acts of heroism from those that we call neighbors, their stories are anything but common. President Harry Truman, himself a combat veteran, once said, "The Medal of Honor is the greatest honor that can come to a man." And it's been said that each person will face 3 deaths in their life. The first death is when they lose their physical abilities and what they're able to accomplish. The second death is when they no longer are breathing and they pass on. And then the third death is when their name is said for the last time. So may we make sure that those here behind us who served so heroically never face that third death. Thank you.
I would be remiss if I didn't give another shout out to one of those fine folks from Fort Campbell, Susie Yates, Community Affairs Officer. Thank you, Susie, for your help today. There's a lot going on at Governor's Square Mall, and we're going to take a quick minute to update you on a project that is coming to fruition, something that many of you will be coming here to enjoy in the future, and we promise you it's going to be wildly popular. We're talking about Phoenix Theaters, and to hear more about how that project is progressing, we have Jordan Homan, the Vice President of Project Development for Phoenix. Jordan?
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. It's really nice to be here today, guys. My name is Jordan Homan. I'm the Vice President of Project Development for Phoenix Theaters. I guess I'll keep this short, but we're just really excited to be welcomed into this community here in Clarksville. There's a lot of exciting things happening in and around this community, as well as at the Governor's Square Mall here. And we look forward to welcoming you all at Phoenix Theaters on Memorial Day weekend for the opening of Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. So we'll see you guys there at the movies.
Thank you for the update, Jordan. We now come to the keynote speaker of the morning. We're talking about Colonel Travis McIntosh. He's currently serving as the Deputy Commanding Officer for Support and the Senior Aviator for the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. Most recently, he served in the capacity as Chief of Aviation Force Development at the Pentagon. He commanded the 10th Combat Aviation Brigade at Fort Drum, New York. He has served in multiple command positions all over the country and the world, too many to mention specifically, but he has indeed had multiple combat tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. Colonel McIntosh holds a Bachelor of Science degree from the U.S. Military Academy at West Point, a master's degree in diplomacy and military studies from Hawaii Pacific University, and a master's degree in joint campaign planning and strategy from the National Defense University. Please welcome Colonel Travis McIntosh.
Can you hear me? We have the audience here and we have the cameras here, so if you'll forgive me, I'm going to talk to you all and glance back here. Thank you for your service. I've heard that a couple of times this morning as I walked in uniform, and it's not uncommon to hear that phrase in this community, thank you for your service. And I want to share with you that after hearing the national anthem this morning, seeing our colors here of the nation, and talking about the Medal of Honor, I'm reminded that America is absolutely worth it. So I want to thank you for what you do in this community, for reminding us of that. Thank you, Mr. Bell. American Legion, Post 72, you look fantastic with the color guard. Thank you for doing that today. You guys volunteer your time for that, and I appreciate all you do and like organizations. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, Mayor Pitts, members of the Clarksville City Council, the Montgomery County Commissioners, teammates from the Clarksville Area Chamber of Commerce, Director of Clarksville Montgomery County Schools, Visit Clarksville teammates, fellow soldiers, veterans, and friends and families of Fort Campbell, and all of the volunteers who made this remarkable tribute and Medal of Honor wall at Governor Square Mall possible. Thank you for being here today. And uniquely, we are privileged today to have the family of a Medal of Honor recipient from the 38th Infantry Division. Sergeant First Class Ronald Rosser died in 2020. However, he was received the Medal of Honor for his actions in the Korean War in January of 1952. And we are blessed to have his daughter with us today. So, ma'am, a round of applause. Thank you. So my name is Travis McIntosh. I am a native of Tennessee, a proud member of the Screaming Eagles, your 101st Airborne Division Air Assault. I'm also your neighbor and your friend. And it's an honor to represent all of Fort Campbell with you today as we all dedicate this Medal of Honor wall, a lasting tribute to the extraordinary courage, the sacrifice, and the service of 46 American heroes, 23 from the 101st Airborne Division, and 23 from the 5th Special Forces Group. Awarded sparingly since World War II. So these warriors, forever tied to Fort Campbell, represent only the bravest of the brave and the highest ideals of duty and honor and a life commitment to our country. And here in Clarksville, we share a special bond with the 5th Special Forces Group and with the 101st Airborne Division, the Screaming Eagles. We're based at Fort Campbell. Both are legendary units with proud histories of answering the call to serve, whether from the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan. Our mottos, the Legion and the Screaming Eagles rendezvous with destiny, they're not just words. They're a way of life for us. And it's an honor today to represent all of those men and women who each day stand ready to defend our nation and fight for America and her allies. You know, the Medal of Honor is our nation's highest award for valor in combat, yet it's not simply just a medal. It's a story, each one. A story of selflessness, of heroism in the face of overwhelming odds, and the willingness to lay down one's life for brothers in arms. And since its inception during the Civil War, only about 3,500 individuals have received this medal, a testament to its rarity and significance. And today we reflect on just a few of those names with a common zip code of Fort Campbell, and knowing they stand as a representation of all who served with an uncommon valor. Private First Class Kenneth J. David of 1st Battalion, 506th Infantry of the 101st Airborne Division, now is 75 years old. And the most recent recipient of the Medal of Honor was just 20 years old when he earned his place in history. In May of 1970, in the dense jungles of Vietnam, his unit was attacked near its fire support base. Wounded early in the fight, PFC David refused medical aid, continued to fight, exposed himself to the enemy fire again and again in order to protect his own comrades. He repeatedly drew fire away from the wounded, away from the central positions, away from inbound medevac helicopters. He was yelling and screaming and gaining the attention of the enemy in order to present himself as the target, over and over, returning fire from outside the perimeter, all while wounded himself. Sergeant First Class Eugene Ashley Jr. also found himself in the crucible of war just 6 months prior. A 5th Special Forces group, Green Beret, leading a total of 5 vigorous assaults against the enemy during a counterattack, continuously exposing himself to a hail of enemy grenades, machine gun, and automatic weapons fire. And through these assaults, he was hit by satchel charges in the bunkers that they were clearing. And during his 5th and final assault, he adjusted the airstrikes nearly on top of his own element, forcing the enemy to withdraw, and his team was able to take control of the summit. While exposing himself to intense enemy fire, he was wounded by machine gun fire, but continued the mission without regard for his own personal safety. And after that 5th assault, he lost consciousness and was carried from the summit by his friends, only to suffer a fatal wound when an enemy artillery round then landed on them. Lieutenant Colonel Robert G. Cole, a paratrooper in the 101st. He fought with the same relentless spirit just decades earlier. And on June 11, 1944, just days after D-Day, his battalion was pinned down near Carentan, France. And recognizing the only way forward was through, Lieutenant Colonel Cole led a bayonet charge across open ground under withering enemy fire. And his bravery turned the tide, securing a critical position in the Normandy campaign. He would not live to see the medal awarded in his name. He was killed in action by a German sniper just months later. Ladies and gentlemen, these are just three of these 46 names etched into the wall behind me. And these 46 names are but a small fraction of the 3,528 who have received the Medal of Honor. But even more than that, they're part of an even greater brother and sisterhood. The 41 million who have served, fought, and sacrificed so that we may stand here today in freedom because America is worth it. So let us recognize also that behind every warrior, there's family. There are spouses, there are children, parents, loved ones who bear the weight of long deployments, missed holidays and uncertainty and the sacrifice. They are the silent strength, the unwavering support, and the foundation upon which our warriors stand. Ladies and gentlemen, Clarksville is more than just a city near a military installation. It is a home. It is a community, a place where those families are all embraced, supported, and appreciated, and we feel it. This unveiling today, it embodies that relationship that Fort Campbell has with Clarksville and Montgomery County. It's a model of unity. It shows that we stand together, that we honor our military members, and when we stand together, we're stronger together because America is worth it. This wall is more than the display we see. It's a reminder of what true heroism looks like, a reminder that courage, we understand, is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite that fear. A reminder that ordinary men and women live just down the street, and when faced with extraordinary circumstances, can achieve greatness. The city of Clarksville and Montgomery County and all the volunteers who gave their time, funding, selfless efforts, thank you. You have ensured that these names and their legacies will not be forgotten. You have given this Fort Campbell community and future generations a place to reflect, to honor, and to remember. So let's leave here today not only with gratitude, but with purpose. Purpose, knowing that the freedoms we enjoy were paid for with the blood of heroes. Let this wall be a reminder for us to strive to be worthy of their courage and their sacrifice, for America is worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. We appreciate those thoughts, something we're going to ruminate about for a long time. At this point, we would like to formally dedicate and unveil the Medal of Honor wall. So, gentlemen, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Again, thank you all for coming. We hope you come again often to read some of the amazing stories of these amazing men. Again, thank you for coming today, and we hope to see you again soon.
Hi, my name is Joe Bell. I'm the Director of Corporate Communications for Cafaro Company, which is the parent firm to Governor Square Mall. We're here on Medal of Honor Day to install the new Medal of Honor wall. This is the culmination of many, many months of changes at the mall. Governor Square Mall is always trying to add something, freshen something. In 2024, we spent millions of dollars to brighten, refresh, and reinvent the mall in many ways. Lots of physical changes, flooring, ceiling, lighting, electronics, you name it, decor, all kinds of things to help make the mall more appealing to the people who work here, and especially to the people who shop here and visit here and dine here. We've had a lot of great stores and restaurants come to the mall in recent years. Some very exciting ones in recent months. We've had Dave & Buster's, this wonderful entertainment emporium, opened its doors back in the fall. It's extremely exciting, lots of fun, very popular with a lot of people. In the coming months, we are going to be welcoming Phoenix Theaters, which is really a luxury theater that will present just this wonderful experience to people who really enjoy the movies. We've mentioned in the past, we're not just some business in the community. We like to become part of the community, and the people who work and live here are in many ways our neighbors, and we'd like to remember what this community was and how it became what it is. And that's why we installed the history wall that looks back on Clarksville's founding and some of the milestones and the people who make it what it is today. We think it's very important to pay tribute to your community. People are proud of where they live, and we're proud to be here.
So right now we're standing in a Dolby Atmos auditorium at Phoenix Theaters at Governor Square Mall, opening this Memorial Day for Lilo and Stitch and Mission Impossible. Dolby Atmos is a really immersive audio experience. So you're surrounded here by speakers in the ceiling, in the wall. There's even subwoofers in your chair that shake and vibrate to what's going on screen. Kind of puts you right in the action of the movie. This also has a 4K projector shining on a micro-perforated screen, which provides just a nice bright picture for you that's clear and crisp. We hope provides the most accurate representation of what the director wants you to see when you're watching their film. When we set up these rooms, we have to angle and precisely measure all of our speakers here, and each of the speakers has a laser that points directly at the center of the room, so you get this kind of sphere of sound around the center portion of the room. So all of the stuff is accurately positioned here. All the speakers in the ceiling, all the speakers on the sidewalls and behind the screens are all pointing at that specific seat. We find it's very important that the presentation that you see on screen is first class. We'll have 10 auditoriums here at this location. The seating ranges from anywhere between 50 seats to our biggest auditorium having about 140 seats. The building is going through an entire renovation. That means everything in this building has been totally rethought and redesigned. So what you're stepping into is a totally different experience. Everything from the lobby and the restrooms. What we've done is we've opened up the lobby to accommodate more customers and serve people more efficiently. We've expanded our concession stand. Basically what we've done is we've opened it up to the edge of the lobby, and the old concession stand now is a self-serve beverage, self-serve butter, self-serve icy. You get free refills on all of those things. You can purchase your tickets online in advance right now at phoenixmovies.net, where you can select your seats ahead of time. Make sure you get the best seat in the house, which by the way is 2/3 of the way back in the center of the room. Pick out your luxury reclining love seat. We're looking forward to welcoming everybody here in Clarksville.
We hosted a business after hours at the Jude Room that's owned by Milan Enterprises. We will be visiting with Maddie, and she can talk about how you can use the Jude Room for your upcoming events for your business.
So I work as the co-working coordinator up at the press, and so the Jude Room and the press are kind of an integrated entity. So I handle all of our memberships over at the press, and then every event that comes through the Jude Room. So it's a 200-person event space. So that's standing. We do different setups, so it's very flexible based on what people need, but it's all business-centered events. So no personal events. Whether that's a workshop, a seminar, a product launch, your work Christmas party, anything from those areas, we accommodate that. I work with the client to coordinate timeframes, logistics, operations of the event. Just overall event logistics is kind of how I help. So consultation from start to finish. I'm walking beside them the whole time, and I'm on staff during the event. The Jude Room is meant to be kind of a blank canvas for the people that are coming in to put their own stamp of curation on it. We do have a catering kitchen that's attached. We also have a 13.5-foot LED wall. So whether that's for presentations or PowerPoints, it does have audio-visual capabilities as well as video conferencing. And then we have a dedicated on-site staff throughout your entire event to make sure that everything goes smoothly, and if there are any hiccups, we can help as best as possible. We offer a variety of memberships, so whether you're a solo worker just needing some open space to come in and work from, or you need a private space, we offer a variety of those. And it's really low entrance barriers, so our goal is to get people in and get them in the space ready to work. I mean, the heartbeat behind what the press is really just to be an asset. As well as the Jude Room, our goal is to be an asset to Clarksville, just be there for people to chase their dreams. And our goal is that they're maxing out of what we can offer and moving into a Meon commercial property. We have a pricing block model. So based on the block that people are interested in, that's what the pricing would be based on. We have a website. So if you Google the Jude Room, it'll pull you up. It'll have a form on our website, thepressclarksville.com. And you just submit that form. It asks what the nature of the event is, who's hosting it, everything like that. And then we get all that information and we get in contact with the renter and we confirm the space.
Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
For current and exclusive content, subscribe to CDE Lightband, connecting you at the speed of light.